is hooking up.
Yeah, those sticks, when they're sticking out, it was bending against the outfeed belt, and as soon as it went past the outfeed belt, it swung over and slapped me right in the face. It does that sometimes if you're not paying attention.
That's awful. Hey, everybody, it's Becky from Living the Dream. How's everybody doing tonight? Let me get this one up here. So, I have had this request for a long time now, and I decided tonight we're going to do it. I'm going to show you what I do in the dungeon on the Gammill sewing machine. So, I've got a quilt loaded up. Let me see. This beautiful quilt that was made by Ann Gump. Um, I am going to go ahead and get it ready so we can go ahead and base the top of it. A lot of times I'll base the sides of it, but this has a lot of small pieces, and I don't know if you can see it clearly on here. Let me move my camera over here. You guys close your eyes so I don't make you dizzy. I'll move it over to this side. Um, when you have really small pieces, they tend to stick up, and if I based the sides, it kind of pushes the material in, and I don't want to do that. So if I've got something with a lot of small pieces, I don't like to base down the sides. I just base the top, and then you'll see me put bars on for it. But I'm going to go ahead and set it up, and when I get ready to pick the pattern out, I'm going to turn the camera around so you guys can watch me on the screen, pick the pattern out. And when you come in, say, hey, let me know who's in here hanging out with me tonight. And this quilt is, it's called Around Trip Around the World. It is 91 by 107 inches, 9,737 square inches. So it's going to be a goodie. So I'm going to open up this program, and let me push this up here. And like I said, I'll turn the other camera around here in a few minutes so you guys can see what I'm doing on the computer, but right now I'm just setting it up to baste. And for those of you that don't have a long arm, and they're all a little bit different, so none of the long arms are exactly the same. I've got the Gammill Statler Stitcher. I've also got a Unique that I'm getting ready to sell because now I sell Genomes. So I'm going to buy a handy quilter. So if anybody's in the market for a Unique, um, it has a 12-foot frame. I'll even show it to you. Let me show you guys the Unique here. It has a 12-foot frame and a light bar, and really pretty machine, really nice. Um, it does an okay job, especially if you're just into free motion. It will hook up to a computer, and I do have a computer for it. It's just not as well equipped for computer. And actually, I called them about a year ago to question that, and they told me that the Qnique is not built to do computers, even though it will accept a computer. But that's why it doesn't do all the fancy stuff that like a Gammill Statler or a Handy Quilter does. So that's why I decided to start selling the Handy Quilters. Gammill is out of most people's price ranges, but the Handy Quilters are, if you want to quilt quilts, especially if you want to do them for a living, you can actually, if you do 3 quilts a month, you can make the payment to pay for your Handy Quilters. So if you're looking for one of those, come and see me about that. But let's see. And this Qnique I'm going to be selling for a really good deal. Like 7,000 less than what I paid for it, just to get rid of it and put a down payment on my Handy Quilter. All right, so let's see. I'm going to set this up to baste real quick. And the first thing you have to do is set your origin, which is the middle of your quilt. So I'm going to do that. Let me see if if I can get you guys where you can see this good. Middle. Let's see. Yeah, the middle of my quilt. On both sides, we have these leaders that we pin our quilt to, and I'll show you that in another video. But I've got the middle of where my quilt is marked. So I always know, I always fold a quilt in half. You guys can't see me good. Let's see. And I hope you can hear me good. You guys let me know how the microphone's doing. Um, I normally fold the quilt in half, lay it down right here at the midpoint, and then flip the other side out. That way I know I'm right in the middle of my quilt. And then the machine wants to know where the middle is. So I'm going to bring my machine over here. And this is Maddie, by the way. My grandma's name was Maddie, and she was my favorite person in the whole world. So this is Madeline or Maddie. And I just hit that button for the OK. That lets the machine know this is the middle of the quilt. And you'll see in a little bit how I set it up for the rest. Push that back like that. And I'm going to go over to baste. And I don't know if I can zoom this out for you guys to see all of this. I'll just set it right here at the beginning, huh? Yeah, you need to be able to see the beginning of it. Let me see if I can get this widened up a little bit so you all can see this. I think that'll do it. Okay, so when you're basting, there's two ways you can do it. And a lot of times, I tried this trick, but I don't like it. So I do it the other way. A lot of people will take their machine and go across, and you can set the channel locks. So I'm going to bring the machine over here. I'm going to take it right to that corner, and I'm going to set my channel lock. So, oh, and it's on the wrong channel lock. So let me change the angle of this. And now, oh, and it moved on me. So, and the good thing I like about Gammill is you've got your controls up on the machine. Right here I've got 6 buttons, and I can do almost anything with these 6 buttons that you see right here on my computer screen. So those 6 buttons reflect these 6 buttons right here, and it's record, channel lock, shift, single stitch, and start. And then I'm going to move this right back here. And I wish I could zoom in and out, but so some people like to just come across here and they move their quilt, like if it was like this and they were starting right here, they would adjust their quilt as they go across. Now, the reason this doesn't work sometimes is you might have too much of your quilt down below and you're tugging on it to pull it up here. So that's stretching your fabric out. So what I like to do, I'm going to take a stitch right here, and I know that the edge of my quilt is there because I've set the channel lock and it's not letting me go up or down from there. I'm going to do a single stitch. I'm going to pull my thread under to pull that bottom thread up, hold on to it, and then when I hit start and I start going across, that is giving me a straight line across my quilting area. And you'll see what I'm going to do with that in just a minute. Now we're going to get out of frame. Let's see. There we go. And we're going to go all the way down to the edge of this quilt. I'm going to pull that bottom thread up again. And of course I've set my scissors somewhere. So now I'm going to bring the machine back down here to the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my quilt up along that basting line, right at the bottom edge of it. That way I am not tugging on my quilt. I know that it'll go up to that line, and I am not stretching any of my fabric. Let me go back over here and move this over for you. There we go. So it makes it a lot easier. Look how beautiful this quilt is. I absolutely love this. Anne did such a great job. And if you guys come in, say hey, let me know who's online with us. Let's see. I'm getting the hang of adjusting this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, since I've got my base line of basting stitches, I'm going to put that right at the edge. I'm going to come down a little bit, and I'm going to set my channel lock up here again. And that's going to give me a quarter, this foot is the needle's a quarter inch from all the sides. So that's going to give me a perfect quarter inch. And I'm going to pull that the wrong way that time. Pull that bottom thread up. Start. And that way we've got our basting stitches a quarter inch from the edge of the quilt. Now some people, when they have their pieces cut, they'll go up a little bit on their quilting pieces. So you have to kind of watch that, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference. You're just basting the quilt in place. But you want to make sure that you're keeping it kind of straight. And you can pretty much tell when they've cut a piece out that's going like a quarter inch above the quilt. And you can just adjust for that and let it go above that line a little bit. And then you just straighten the quilt out with your right hand as you go along, or if you're left-handed, go the other direction, I guess. I don't know what I would do as a left-hander. Here's a piece that's a little bit above this, so I'm just going to go let that go above that basting line a little bit. Got a little bit of wonkiness in the quilt from all these little pieces. That's why I thought this might be a good quilt to show you guys what to do when you get a wonky quilt. And just go slow and take your time with the basting so you don't get a lot of bad stitching in there, because you don't want it to pucker up on you. The worst thing you can do is have a quilt pucker up. All right. So now we've got the basting done, and I'm going to take this stitch out, pull up my bobbin. And then before we pick our thread out, a lot of little threads on this quilt. You'll get some that are thready like this, especially when they do such small pieces. So I try to get that out of the way, and then we're going to iron this to make sure that we've got it nice and as flat as we can get it, especially when it's small pieces and they're a little wonky. Any of you guys ever dealt with that? Do I have any long armors on here? You guys are being quiet tonight. Somebody text me and let me know the chat's working. I see we've got about 10 people on here. Let me know the chat's working. Okay, so here's the quilt if you're just joining us that we're going to long arm tonight. Beautiful, beautiful around the world quilt. And now I'm going to bring this machine back over here. Let me get the iron to getting hot here. Yep, got water in it. And I don't know if you guys, let's see. I don't know if you can see this good. Um, this quilt is actually going in and coming back out. And I've got the other side straight, so maybe a little bit of ironing, and I'm going to use some best press on it. That might help get some of that out. Pick as many of the strings off as I can get. This one's really stringy. Because we don't want the little threads getting caught in the long arming. I need my Aunt Annie sponge. I don't know what happened to it. It ran away, and that thing was great for just pulling across the quilts and getting all the threads. So what's everybody else doing tonight? Let me know what you guys are doing. I'm not getting any chat messages. Are you kidding me? Let me see what's going on. Can you guys hear me all right? Let me see. The Yeti is on. I'm calling Seth the ever able guy.
Hey, your chat's working.
Do I have any chat messages?
Yeah.
Seth, I don't see any of them.
Okay.
All I have on here is hello everyone, how about a social?
Yeah. Did you mute everything?
No, they know I'm talking to you. I told them.
Oh, okay. Here, let me video call. Hold up.
Okay. Seth's gonna video call us, guys. Let's see. We're gonna figure this out. I gotta see what people are saying, right? That is so odd. All right. Let's see. Oh, oh, it didn't turn around. There we go.
exit out of that.
Okay. Go back to
And
docs.
go. Yeah. No.
My computer doesn't want me to talk to anybody tonight. It's preparing for the snowstorm. What is this here?
Yeah, well, it got cold here quick. Here.
You guys just give us a minute. Go pour yourself a drink. I have my
No, you
little
didn't.
plate of goodies because Seth told me I gotta go live. I've got grapes and cheese and crackers.
Ah, there you go.
What is it?
I said you didn't pour yourself a drink of milk.
I poured tea.
There you go. Let's see. So stream started. Chat. Oh yeah, there's nothing coming through on here. Uh,
Those of you just tuning in, we are trying to fix the chat. We will be right back.
yeah.
So if you guys thought I was ignoring you when you were chatting at me, I wasn't seeing anything. I'm glad I have a technical person to call. I'll rent him out. If you ever need him, call me. So if I send a chat, are you seeing it, Seth?
Try. I don't think.
Came through? It's so odd.
It's Facebook event not live.
Hmm. Yeah, it says offline. Huh.
Oh,
Wonder why that went off. I've got 4 on YouTube and 5 on Facebook. Or I
no,
did.
it's
It's like grayed out now.
uh, your best bet is just go ahead and bring studio.youtube.com up and monitor via that, and then bring Facebook up on your phone. Other than coming completely down, I don't think there's anything we can do.
Do you want me to restart?
No.
Okay.
Just keep going. Just bring it up. Bring YouTube up. You can look there. Just don't
Okay.
don't play the video. And that's what I'm doing right now.
I don't know if I know how to do that. Let's see.
Oh.
Let me see.
Go to studio.youtube.com. Then bring Facebook up on your phone or something.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's causing the chat to not pop up.
Okay.
But it is treating it like you're live on both platforms, but it's treating it like you're not.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So what do I need to go to here?
Where are we? Here we go. Go to content on the left hand side.
Okay.
And then live.
Okay.
And then yep. And then there's
Live
yep.
now.
And then go to the nope, stop. Yeah, go to the little dot with the things next to it below that. Left.
Oh.
Yep. Nope. It's yeah.
That?
Down. Yep. Click that. And then yeah, it's gonna do this encoder thing, but just hit pause on that. You don't need to watch it.
Okay. All right. So how do I see what they're seeing on? Let me see.
Your video is playing fine. Don't worry about what you're seeing or not seeing.
But I need to see like when I turn it around.
I understand that. Yeah. I'm just saying go back to studio.
I can see my chats here.
Yeah. Hold up. There is a click those three in the chat in the top right. There's 3 little buttons. Click that and then click pop out chat.
Okay.
That way you can bring OBS up and then just put that up there with it.
Okay.
See, there you go. See, that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, just
see how smart he is, girls.
Yeah,
he gets it all from his mom, as you can tell. All right, from me.
You're just gonna have to look at Facebook. Like you can just bring the chat up on your phone or something.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. All right, love you.
All right,
back to it.
love
Get
you.
to work.
Get to work. Listen to this. He's making me work, girls. Love you.
All right, love you. Bye.
All right, let me bring the Facebook chat up on my phone, girls, and I'll catch up with you guys. Let me see. Holy cow. No, Dottie, I would never ignore you. Absolutely not. Let's see. I'm so glad I can see chats. I was like, why is everybody being so quiet? Love you. Get to work. Listen to this. All right, let's see. Oh, Angela Shaw, hey, how are you? Good deal. Yes, boo computer. Oh, there's Kenyon. Hi, sweetheart. Kenyon, tell Cecil I'm live and quit calling me. Everybody say hey to Kenyon. That is my little boo. All right, let me catch up here. Yes, Seth, you should have seen me, Karen. I was sending him messages. Did you get sterno? Did you get everything you needed? I'm worried to death about the electric going out in that camper and him freezing to death. All right. Oh, Karen, you got that package today? I've got Staples and UPS searching for that package. It never shows it left. I am so glad you got it because I knew that was the biggest package I packed. I was so mad. Oh, Diane and Karen. Hey, girls. Hey. Mrs. Waybright, how are you doing, sweetheart? I like your name on here. Oh yeah, Diane. I there's hardly ever perfect quilts, but especially when they have a lot of little, like these 1 inch squares or 1.5 maybe. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to deal with. 505 lightly, that's a good idea. Christine is cutting fabric for a quilt. All right. Diane, I have been meaning to call you every day. Tomorrow, I'm going to get you called unless the power lines are down. All right. Yeah, 505 doesn't gum up the needles bad. I love it. I haven't used it on the long arm, but I've used it on other stuff. You couldn't see the chat earlier either, Karen? See, Seth, there's something going on. Maybe it's just something with all the crap going on with the storm. Yes, we love you, Seth. Absolutely. Exactly. I'm spending 30 minutes saying hi. Oh, he has propane, but what was the deal with that, Seth? He doesn't have a propane heater. He has got to get the bigger propane tank fixed to get that heater. Yeah, if I could be there with Seth, I'd be there with Seth with that RV too. I absolutely love RV living. Oh no, no cutting, Angela. That's horrible. Oh no, you and Brenda Wayne need to get together. Neither one of you can sew. Okay, let's get back on this, ladies. All right, so I bet my iron's hot now. Let me iron this real quick. Try to get it as flat as I possibly can. Then we're going to pick out some thread and a pattern. I wasn't going to start with this quilt because I knew I'd be picking a lot of little pieces of thread out of it, but I had it on, and the master chief Parsons said, "Go live, Mom, go live." So I had to go live. All right, and I already see a place I'm going to have to fix here in a few minutes. And that's another thing. I always, even if it doesn't need ironed, I always iron it, go over it to make sure I don't have any loose threads, make sure there are no open seams. Um, Especially when you're doing a quilt like this, it's so easy to miss a little part of a seam, not realize you've done it, and you don't want that foot getting caught. I need to get one of those feet that just glide over it with the circle, the applique feet, but I don't have one yet. And when we take a break, I'm going to have to get some water for this iron. I'm running low. I should have made that so you guys could see all the way down here, and I forgot. I got to get used to having cameras on me again. All right. Let me change this camera so you guys can see the bars that I'm going to use. Let's see. Right along there. Hopefully my fat belly doesn't get in the way. Okay, so I've got these magnetic bars. I love these magnetic bars because I just slide these bars right down my quilt. They've got a nice little bit of weight to them, not a whole lot, but then they clip right here on the side. So I don't, a lot of people will use these quilt clips, and that goes right over here, but the bar on the Gammill's too big for that. And these magnets work perfectly to hold my quilts in place. And I just want to do it easy enough to hold the fabric taut, firm, but not tight. I don't want to stretch the fabric. if you guys have any questions or anything, put it in the comments, and I'll be checking the comments a lot to see if anybody's saying anything. All right, so no questions on there. All right, I'm going to turn this around and show you guys my computer screen up here. Okay, let me back this up a little bit. So across the top here, I have all the different things I can do, like draw, trim, apply pattern, view nodes, all of that good stuff. I'm going to turn off this basting. You guys can't see that part. Let me see. Okay. And now this just reverts to the main stuff like bobbin cut, choose pattern, mode, single stitch, cancel, and select. And I'm going to pick out a pattern for this. And I'm going to go up here. We have over 1,000 patterns. Oh, I'm going to go to patterns, and I'm going to go to everything, and I'm going to go to edge. And when I'm looking for a pattern, I kind of take a look at the quilt, and then it's easy for me because I know most of the patterns on here now, but I try to find something that will be pretty across the pattern. I know I want something, let me go back to the quilt real quick. I know I want something that's going to show up pretty in these big squares that have the white in them. So I know I'm not going to use a white thread, because if I use a white thread, it's not going to show up in there. I don't want to use anything too bold, but I want to use something that is going to show up in that area and add a little bit to the quilt itself. So, and Anne just lets me pick what I want. She trusts my imagination. Thank you, Anne. I appreciate that. Oh, edge to edge. I like this pattern, but squares on squares really don't look good. This one might be okay. I'm gonna, if I double click it, it goes over here to the projects, and it'll list all the ones that I picked that I might like. Leaves and vines, I don't think would look too bad. This one might be a good, easy one. And I have to pay attention to how dense it is too. I don't want a quilt that's going to be really dense, especially when you're dealing with small pieces all over the quilt. If it's really dense, it's going to pucker at those little pieces, and I definitely don't want that. Does she have the grandson with her too? How old's he, Karen? Let's see. I don't like that one. This one is like a block. I don't know why it's coming up for edge to edge, but it's too blocky. This one, I think it's a little too dense for me. I want something that's got more room. Bees and flowers would not be bad. I'm going to click that one and think about that one. And the butterflies wouldn't be bad. But that's a little bit dense. Maybe not too much. But it's a big quilt. That one's going to take a really long time to do. I'll think about it, but I don't think I'm going to use that one. That one's kind of cute and pretty. And I'm trying to look at the colors on the quilt that I can use thread with to see if butterflies and flowers are going to look good. That might look good. Definitely don't want to do a meander. I just don't think a meander will look good on this quilt. No, too busy. That one, no. I want something the pictures are going to look really good in. Oh, those crosses. I just did a quilt with those crosses. Can you guys see that on the screen? Don't put you on the spot. Okay, I won't. These crosses do a beautiful quilt flat pattern. See, like these, they are so busy. I don't want to do that with these little pieces. That one's pretty, and I will think about that one. Whimsical. Too busy. No, I don't like the way that would show up on the white. Okay, let's go over to projects and see what we've got. We've got 6 here. Let me spread this out so you guys can see it a little bit better, maybe. Camera up here. Okay, so we've got dragonflies, butterfly floral. The butterfly garden that I'm looking at here is definitely too busy, so I'm going to take it out. Bees, I think are going to be a little bit too busy for this pattern. These flowers, I kind of like the butterfly floral. I think that's going to show a really cute pattern on there. Oh, that's cool. God bless her. I'm proud of anybody that can do that, Karen. I tried homeschooling Kenyon. Kenyon, you still in here? Tell me how much you love that. Alright, so I'm going to go with this butterfly floral. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit edge to edge on my screen. And then it's telling me click the upper left corner of edge to edge. So, I'll take you guys back down here to the quilt. And I am going to click the left corner. I'm going to come out just a little bit. So, because this quilt is kind of, as I said, going in and out. So I'm going to come a little bit off of it to make sure that all the way down the quilt I am hitting the quilt, not leaving any open spaces. And I'm going to start right here, right across from where my basting line started, and I'm going to hit that button. And then yeah, see, Kenyon didn't like that at all. It was a rough year. I'm going to come all the way down to here, and once again, I'm going to come a little bit off that edge, and then I'm going to come straight down, hit select again, and I'm going to come back over to the beginning, and up here on my screen, it says click left corner. I am looking right up here because I want to meet that other corner exact to make it perfectly square, and then I'm going to hit that button again. At least he's honest. He's an honest boy. That's why I love you, Kenyon. Don't ever lie to mommy or anybody else. Just be honest. Don't tell him how I beat you all the time. Keep that shh, just between you and me. Alright, so now it's asking for the quilt length. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to set my quilt length to, this quilt is 107 because of the wonkiness, and because as I quilt it might push this wonkiness down, so it might come out a little bit more. I'm going to set it to 109, and at the end of the quilt, if you're still hanging out with me or you want to watch later, you can see how I adjust that when we get to the last row. So I'm going to put 2 inches more just in case. Hit the enter button, and then look at this. Now I've got these pretty butterflies all over here, and I'm going to zoom in for you. It looks really busy, but when you zoom in on it, it really isn't all that busy, but it's going to hold the pieces together. So each square that you see in here is 1 inch. So like this butterfly here, that's about 3/4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3/4. So almost 7 inches tall. And across is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 inches across. So I don't know if I want the butterflies that big. And I've got my handy dandy tape measure down here. It doesn't have a whole lot between here. There's only like 1.5 inches space right here. So it doesn't have a whole lot of space there. Do I want his wings to be that big? So I kind of try to see what it's going to look like on here. And I think I'd like those butterflies a little bit smaller. And the flowers are 1, 2.5, 1, 2 by 3. So over here on the edge, I am going to do another row. Let me zoom back out so you can see what happens. Here is the entire quilt. I'm going to add another row in and watch that image. Now it's become a little bit tighter. So I want to make sure that I don't have it too tight. And now these flowers are 1, 2.5 by 1, about 2.5. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 6. So we've come down about 1 inch. And I think I like that a lot better. The most I'm seeing between anything, like here, we've only got about 1 inch space altogether instead of almost 2 like we had before. I think that might look a lot better, and we don't have a whole lot of empty space. And I think these will fit good in here. So I'm going to go with that, and if I need to pick stitches out and I don't like it, I will do that. So I'm going to go down here and hit the OK button, and now I get my regular keypad back. So what I'm going to do, and I hope I don't mess up with this, sometimes I do and I have to pick stitches out. So let me move this back where you guys can see what's going on. And, oh, we need to choose the thread, my God. So right now I've got a gold thread on here. And that might look really good on there. Let me look and see. It's definitely not going to overtake the quilt. The flowers and the butterflies would look good in that gold. Let me see what else I've got over here. So we will go over here to my wall. This is my wall of lovely thread. And because this has a lot of blue in it, I've got a really light blue up here. Let's see how this might, that's too light. That's going to look white. Oh, let me lean right over you guys. Did you guys get a nice boob shot there? Seth's going to kill me. Hold on, I'll reach over this way. Let me see. And I can't get to it that way. Seth, all your cameras are in the way. Let me lean this up a little bit. I can't get to it. Hang on, I'm going to go around. So not used to having cameras all over. I not only got to watch my mouth, I got to watch where I'm leaning. Okay, let me grab a couple different colors while I'm over here. Test these babies out. All right. Okay. So now we're going to come back around here. We're going to test these colors out on this quilt and see how it looks. My God, after I leaned over the camera, everybody left. No, I still see you guys on there. Thank you for staying. Kenyon, you didn't hear a thing, right? Okay, we are going to adjust this down. So maybe you guys can see it a little bit better. It doesn't look like there's a lot of light here, but there actually is. I've got this light shining down here on it. I grabbed this purple out. I don't see any purple in the quilt, but I am looking to see, and I think it would look okay in there. It would look really pretty and be a different color to come through. But I also grabbed this blue. And we've got this blue here. This is a lighter blue, which might bring that blue out. And I've got little light blues in these flowers. So I'm going to pull the purple. I think I like that blue. And then I've got this kind of peachy color here that is really pretty. But in the colors, it's just going to show up as white everywhere. It's so light. So I'm not going to use that one. And then I've got this kind of orangish gold here that's a little bit darker. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a little bit darker than the light gold I've got on the machine. And I think that would be really pretty too. Let's see. Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Light blue or this darker gold? Can you guys see that? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Where are we at? There's the blue, and the gold is right here. So you guys tell me what you think about that. Anybody like? Any yay sayers? I don't have anybody answering. Did everybody leave me? Did Facebook shut me down? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go on with this. Something really weird just came up. Hold on. Channel activity. Add as a moderator. Has Seth made a comment on here? I don't know what just happened, but... Okay. Karen still thinks she's 32. There she is. Okay, I got a message, so I know I'm okay. Thank you, Karen. I thought maybe you left when I leaned over the camera. Oh, Sandy Wilcox, are you still at Disney World, or are you home now? Okay, thank you, Seth. I appreciate that. Seth, let me see. It just came up, and I don't know how. Add as moderator, but now it disappeared. So I was going to add you in. I could add Karen Bush as moderator. She'd only let the bad people in. Okay, so what am I going to go with? Alright, we're doing butterflies and flowers. Let's see. Let me pull out a little bit more of this thread, see how I think it will look. Decisions. Is that going to look in there? How's it going to look on the back? That's a good question. I like them both. What to do. There's already a lot of blue in here. So I think I'm going to go with this gold. That way there won't be so much blue. Okay, so I'm going to go with gold, and I'm checking this over once again, pulling all these little threads out. And right down here, I was telling you guys about this. Let me see if I can get this on the screen. Right down here, she's got a place that isn't sewed. So I'm going to have to hand sew that real quick. Oh, good. I'm glad you were chatting, Karen. I'm throwing out shots that I didn't want to throw out. Let me grab my thread. No, I've got a needle here. Here we go. Alright. Brand new pair of scissors upstairs, and I didn't bring them down with me. I forgot. So, if you are a long armor, you always want to, if you're long arming for other people or for yourself, because it happens to us too, always keep a needle and thread handy in case you find one of these that are not stitched well. And the lucky thing is we don't have any stitching on here yet, so I can simply pull this magnet back and stitch this up really quick. You want to make sure you've got small stitches in it. You don't want large stitches because you don't want it puffing up and your foot grabbing it. Okay. Let's see, so I'm just going to fold this up. Oh, she hand done this whole quilt. Wow. Let me show you guys. Let's see. Before I get this up by the... I did not know that, or if I did, I forgot it. Let me see. Can I get this close enough? Can you guys see that? She hand-stitched every bit of this. Holy cow. Okay. So, let me... Oh. Karen, don't laugh at me. Damn it. Oh, I just cussed on YouTube and Facebook. Karen, I lost my needle and thread. Oh my god. What did I just had it? How far could it have gone? Oh, welcome to the I Love Lucy show. Where did it go? You've got to be kidding me. Gonna leave. Here it is. I got it. I'm back. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Dottie, I need a glide foot. I really do. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to take this off real quick. Take my tape measure off so it's not in the way, and I'm going to stitch this up. And yeah, I can see where she had it stitched. The stitches just came out. And it just takes a minute, and it is worth all your effort to do this because, oh my gosh, I never want my foot to get caught in anybody's quilt and rip the quilt. Goodness, it came across too. Hang on, I gotta get this. Okay. guys are seeing my backside. I'm sorry. Seth, these cameras, son. You're killing me. Okay. Gotta watch where you're at every moment. Dottie, you still working on your cross stitch? I want to see pictures. I miss cross stitching. I miss everything. I need to go get my nails done. You girls, I know you can see my nails. I am so sorry. I haven't had time to go get my nails done. I'm hoping after the snowstorm hits, I'll have some time to. I can catch up while the snowstorm's here and get all my quilts done and go get my nails done. Okay, I am back into her stitches here. Let me just go a little bit farther so I can tie off. I'm going to tie off at the end of this one. That way I can tie into her stitches and put a knot in it and we don't have to worry about anything else coming loose. Okay. Good to go. Good to go. Now, Seth, I have got to run. Seth, are you still on here? I've got to run a few bobbins, and the bobbin winder is very, very loud. So if I put them on a 10-minute break and tell them to go make margaritas and bring them over, is it going to still play the audio for them on that break so the noise will be there? Well, I guess I can just turn the Yeti off, huh? Oh, I cannot wait to see that. Wow, botanical gardens? Nice. Sharon Kinney is knitting socks. Is it for the winter storm? Keep your feet warm. Okay, so I'm going to move my needle out of the way and put it back over here. I didn't bring my slapsticks down, Dottie, if I mute the mic. Okay, girls, so what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have to run about, well, let's see how many rows we've got. And I can tell you how many bobbins I need to run. Let's see. So, on my little screen here is, let's see, we have, oh, let me look at how close these rows are together too. Because you can see, well, let's see. Ah, that's only a ½ inch apart. That's a ½ inch there. That's about an inch. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to bring these rows just a little bit oh, I can't. I already did that. Okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You can see a little bit of the row separation, but not a lot. Okay, so what I'm going to do, that'll be about one bobbin, two, one, two, three, four, five, six bobbins. I'm going to put you guys on a 10-minute break so you don't have to hear a noisy bobbin running. And I will be right back. So grab those drinks, run to the bathroom. I might do that too. Um, which block of the month? Dottie, I forgot to show you guys. So it's going to be a bee. I don't know which one yet from Riley Blake, but I meant to show you guys pictures last night. I might show tonight and get a consensus because oh my god, they are so cute. But I don't know if I've got them. Is my iPad down here? When I go up to the bathroom, I might grab that iPad. I want to see what you girls think. I could not decide. I want to do them both. And we all know I ain't got time to do them both, but they are beautiful. Oh, Angela, well, we appreciate you, sweetheart, so no problem whatsoever. Thanks for joining us. You too, and just come back on if you want to see it tomorrow and see how it turns out. Come back on, and you should see it. Have a great night, and stay warm, Angela. All right, so I am going to. Oh, you're practicing for Christmas gifts. Good deal, Sharon. Okay, I'm going to put you guys on break, and I'm going to go over here and run these. Let me see if I remember how to put it on break. I think so. There. There we go. Now we got sound. Okay, so while we were gone, I wound the bobbins, and instead of doing 7, because if you could see my little bobbin wall up here, I tend to overdo it sometimes. I just wound 4. It's a really loose pattern, not real dense, so we'll see if we can make it on 4, and we can always wind more. But Seth told me he would like to run a pole. I have no idea how you run a pole. Karen, I'm not going to comment. I just heard you. I'm teasing. I like to tease, Karen. Let's see. Let me find these pictures. Yeah, I couldn't decide on these two. And I decided I'm going to let the girls decide. So, we have, it's Marcus Fabrics. I thought it wasn't, but it is Marcus. So here is the first block of the month. This is called Honeycomb Hollow from Land Farms Designs. Love this one. And the second block of the month is this one. And I think it's got so many small pieces, and I really want beginners doing it too. This is also from Honeycomb Hollow. I don't know that I want to do that one because I want everybody to join in, but isn't that cute? I love all the little bees, and I love the hives. So, Seth, what do you need from me to run a poll? Oh, yeah, Dottie, I think I've got 28 samplers to do. So, I understand. And I took in 8 more quilts today. I'm up to May on customer quilts. So, oh, I can't even remember the count. I think there's 38. And it's killing me. So, but I've got work, so I am not going to complain. Okay, so I tell you what, Seth, we're going to name these because they both have the same name, actually. Oh, no. This is the Hive and Home. So we've got Hive and Home or Summer Garden. Summer Garden. So that is the names of the 2 quilts. Aren't they pretty, Dottie? I love them. Or you oh my godding about how many quilts I've got to do. Come on over and hang out with me, Dottie. We'll run both machines. Here soon, I'm probably going to run both of them just so maybe this weekend. Is that all you need, Seth? Or do you need some kind of a snapshot? And then we'll get started on this quilt. If you let me know, I've given you everything you need. And while I'm waiting, oh, let's see. Ah, there you go. And you guys tell me if you need to see the pictures again. They are very pretty. I love them both, but I think that one will be a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to go back over to this so you guys can see everything. And I'm going to turn this back around. Here, I will actually put this camera down here right now. Get it down a little farther. Let's see. Yeah. This is where your bobbin goes. And what I'm going to do first, I have a air compressor. I'm going to blow that out and blow all the dust off. Just like your sewing machine, you definitely want to keep that clear of lint. And luckily Cecil bought me a nice little portable one for Christmas. You can see all the dust coming out of there and around the needle. And I just give it quick bursts because if you keep it on, it kind of gets wet, dampness on it. So I don't want dampness in there. I just want the lint out. Put this back over here. And then for the bobbin, it is just like a regular machine. I'm going to sit down here and do it so you guys can see it up close. Here's my bobbin case. And the bobbin, okay, so when we're on a Janome sewing machine, it's like a P. You have to flip it over the other way for the Gammill, and then put it in your bobbin, and then you just bring it around, and there's this little tiny thing in there. You just bring it up through that hole, and you are good to go. And then I'm going to load it in. You've got that pull tab on here to pull it out. I'm going to keep that closed. I'm going to load it in the machine. And I think you guys can see that on there with the thread hanging down so it doesn't get caught in the side. And you heard that snap. That snap tells me it is in and it is good. Okay, so now we're going to bring this over here. And remember, I started a little bit off the quilt. So while it's doing the outside stitches, I'm going to hold that to make sure that everything is good and that it starts off okay. So all I have to do is hit mode and start quilting, and it's going to give me my first stitch. And I'm going to pull that bobbin thread up. And then I'm going to kind of hold my fabric like this and hit start. And see, when it goes off, I don't want it to come back and grab that. Now, if you're just joining us, I've said before, I would generally, let me see how big that's making it. I would generally start at the edge of the quilt, but this quilt's kind of going in and out from all the small pieces. I don't want it to ever not have the pattern at the edges, so I'm doing it a little bit bigger. And this butterfly, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's a really nice size for this quilt. The leaves are a nice size, so I'm very happy with that. Oh, and I just broke the thread. Doggone it. No? Okay, it didn't break the thread. I thought I saw the thread break. Okay, so now I'm going to show you up here. Let me hold this up a little bit so you can see it better. So you see where the red is? It is showing me exactly where it's stitching on my quilt. So I can follow that, and I know when I'm getting over in this area that I need to be at the other end of the quilt to make sure I'm not going off the edge and catching the quilt. So I'm going to put this on the quilt. And this is Maddie, for anybody just tuning in. This is my, named after my grandma Madeline. I call it Madeline or Maddie. Seth made his cold disappear. How'd you do that, Seth? That makes me feel good. See, he does take after his mother. Hold up, hive and home. Okay. Let's see. Let me go back to my pictures. Okay, this one is Summer Garden. Oh, I can't see my screen. Hold on. See, Seth, that's why I always need to be able to see my screen. This is Summer Garden. And it says it is 62 by 70. And this one is 61 by 73. And this is Hive and Home. You think the Bees and Hives has bigger blocks? I didn't think it did. It looked smaller to me. And anybody that's just joining us, make sure you say, hey, we are just hanging out, working on the Gammill tonight. This is doing a really good job here. I don't know if you guys can see it as well as I can. Let me see if I can move this down a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see the design on here. Let me see. See the butterfly? Doing a really nice design on this, but it is not too dense for this quilt because there's so many small pieces. Beautiful quilt made by handgun. And everything is as flat as I can get it, so I think it'll be fine. Got a lot of little string. They need to name these string quilts. Every time I see the postage stamps for Trip Around the World, I know I'm going to see string. Cancel the last comment? Oh, okay. I can do that. I can do that, Dottie. I'll just forget you said that. All right. When I do Pam Cooper's quilt, can you guys hear me from back here? How's the sound from back here? I know with this machine going, it might affect the sound. Pam Cooper came by today, and she dropped off her pumpkin block of the month that we did. I don't remember if we did it last year or the year before, but Pepper taught it. I am definitely going to be live when I do. It's so beautiful. I've got to finish mine, and I haven't finished mine yet. Dottie, did you do that pumpkin quilt? It was applique. Pepper taught an applique class. I can't remember everybody that was in there. There was a bunch of us. It is so pretty. I know Betsy Crickard was in there. See how this is looking. Oh yeah, these flowers and butterflies are looking really nice in these bigger white areas. I'm really happy with this. This was a good pattern, yeah. And I believe, now this one might be for Anne, but Anne does a lot of quilts to be auctioned off to raise money for different charities. So, and keep in mind, this is 91 by 107, and she did it all by hand, each of these squares. So, beautiful quilt to be auctioned off. You didn't do the pumpkin one? Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. I've got like 4 of the blocks done. It'll end in 15 minutes. Okay, if you guys are coming in, Seth is taking a poll, so hang on. Let me check down here. Make sure that's not going to go up in there. And I'll show them again. So this is what I do most nights. I'm down in the dungeon. Normally I'm not talking to myself, so it's really nice to have people to hang out with. But don't let me lie, I talk to myself all the time. Seth can tell you. Slide this over a little bit so you guys can see me a little bit better. I know we've got a couple new people that have joined, and we are taking a poll on which quilt to do for Block of the Month. It starts in July, and we have, this is called Hive and Home. It's a busy little bee quilt. And then the other one is Summer Garden. Oh, and this has bigger bees in it. So you guys decide for me, which one are we going to do as a Block of the Month? I thought about doing feathers. Yes, I did. I just wasn't sure how it would look overall across the quilt or if it would be too busy. But yeah, I thought about doing feathers. I keep thinking I have a touch screen here, and it's not a touch screen. There you go, Karen. That's all you gotta do. Listen and cut fabric. Hang out with us. Move the screen over. Oh, I got more thread. Just when you think you got all the little threads off. I'm gonna have to vacuum after this one. Everywhere I look, I keep seeing more. And we're getting close to the end, so you guys will get to see how I do a, oh, you guys can't see where the machine's at. Somebody just needs to slap me. There you go. Alrighty. So you guys will get to see me do a row change. Go down to the next row and roll the quilt. And I'm already past the point of these bars. That's why I took the bars up. But I've still got the last bar on. There's my alarm. It's 10 o'clock and all's well. You guys hear me down here? I know, me too, Sharon. I am going to have a fix for that this week. So the next time I do this, you ought to be able to see it better. I actually bought a grip that is going to grip to the handlebar, and you'll be able to be right over top of the quilting, so I can't wait for that. I was worried about the line coming up and down the quilt that it might catch in the machine, but we're working on a fix for that. Alright, I'm getting near this edge over here, so I'm going to make sure that I don't get that to pull the quilt. And I'm still pulling thread. And I'm at the end of this first row. Alright, so I'm going to bring up the bobbin thread. take that off. I'm off the quilt so I don't have to tie it. And take this last magnet off. And I'm going to go from where I ended on the quilt. I'm going to roll this up to where the needle can still get to that end to mark where the quilt is. And I want to give it enough space so if it comes back up, it's not hitting that bar. Okay. And then I'm going to straighten my quilt out. I've got this measuring tape down here so I can try to get it to follow. Like I told you, this quilt is a little bit wonky, so it's not going to follow exact, but it's going to come pretty close. Make sure I don't have any pleating or anything. Now I'm going to take all of these little pieces of thread off again. Sharon, do you have a long arm? I couldn't remember if you did or not. We need to get Laura Bingaman on here, and Elaine and Carol. If you guys are coming by the quilt shop tomorrow, Elaine and Carol are going to run the quilt shop while I'm down here in the dungeon. I will be spending my snowstorm in the dungeon. Luckily, I've got heat. And people to hang out with. It's so much better than my imaginary friends down here. Oh. Oh, wow, Seth, did she really? You kind of left that out for me. Marley wanted to come down here with me, Dottie. That would have been fun. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what I do now. I'm going to iron this really quickly. Oh, I should have got some more water while I was upstairs. I'm going to need more water before this is over. Alrighty. Now that I've got all the strings picked out, and if you're just joining in, when I'm ironing, I'm also going over the blocks, especially when you have this many tiny blocks, to make sure that there's no open spaces where the stitching has come loose or they forgot to stitch an area, so my foot doesn't get caught in any of that. Oh, oh. Okay. And then I'm going to put my magnets back on here. And I'm just sliding them down the quilt easily. I'm not like tugging on the quilt because I don't want to stretch the quilt. And these magnets are a little heavy, but not bad. And if you need some and you don't have them, Harbor Freight. I think they're like $2. They're so worth it. Okay, so now I've got that done. I am ready for my next one, and I'm going to just check my bobbin real quick and see how much we've got left on this. Oh yeah, I've got a good bit left, so I bet I don't even need all 4 bobbins that I'm going to be using, because I know I'm going to get at least 3 uh, rows out of each one. Okay, so now I'm going to go back over here, drop this down where you guys can see. Well, nope, we need to go up here first. Okay, so up here on the screen, I'm going to hit continue, and I'm going to do it from the buttons right here, but you're going to see it on the screen. I'm going to hit continue, and then I want this to know, because up here in the red, that's the row we just did. I want the machine to know that I'm going to the next row. So I'm going to go, that goes to start quilting, restart, draw boundary, pattern boundary, edge to edge, roll quilt. And I'm going to hit OK to roll the quilt. Now it's telling me click on the left registration mark. So the left registration mark is where the quilt started on the last row. So right here is my threads, and right here is the first stitch it took on the last row. I actually have you guys can't see this, you will in the later videos, there's actually a laser light right in the middle of that foot. So I can see that I am right on that first stitch, and I'm going to hit OK. And then it's going to tell me to click the right registration. So that is the last stitch it took on the last row. Oh, so I'm going to come across here. And once again, I'm going to put it right on that last stitch, hit OK. Now, let me show you on the screen what is going on with the computer. So the computer realizes I've gone on to a next row. Now it's turned the next row black for me. So all I have to do is hit my buttons here, and I'm going to hit Mode, Start Quilting. And it's going to move to where it needs to be and do my first stitch again. Pull up the bobbin, and like I did before, I'm going to hold this down so this just glides right onto the quilt, and hit Continue. And here in a minute, I'm going to show you something. Once this moves a little bit over, I'm going to show you a little bit of the stitching so you can see it a little bit better. And you can see what I'm talking about the smaller squares and wonkiness. I just know it's going to go off the quilt again first, and I want to be able to catch that. There we go, and we are off of the edge, so I know it's not going back to the edge. Now, let me show you. I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick. I'm going to show you on here, I think you can see this okay. Okay, on the very first row, you see how this leaf is just a little bit off of the quilt? Part of it is on the quilt. Down here on the second row, where we just started, this leaf is completely off of the quilt. And I was telling you, this quilt is kind of wonky. It's going in and out because of all these little spaces. It's just the way the quilt's pulling. So that is why when I started working on this quilt and I showed you guys that I was going to have it where it was a little bit off of the quilt to start and end. That's why I wanted to do that, because I didn't want it to start too far in later on in the quilt where the quilt came in or went out. It would start too far over and there'd be a big space. So I wanted to start it a little bit off the quilt so it will remain the same. The pattern won't be exact going down the quilt there, but it will be over here in the middle. It'll follow the pattern, but I didn't want that big space when it would wonk out. So that's why I started that way. Oh, you want to see the thread on the quilt? Yes, yes, absolutely. Let me go down here, Miss Karen. Let's see. Let me see how good I can zoom in. So there, if you can see that, it is a light gold, or it's a darker gold than most. Let me come over here to this one. But when you look at it from afar, it doesn't show up a whole lot. It just shows that design. And in the ones where I've already zoomed, let me show you you can see the stitches there. So it's got nice little stitches. That looks darker than it actually is, but that's just the camera. Because you can see that it's not really dark on there, not overtaking the quilt. And on the back, let's see if I can show you that. You can see how pretty the stitching looks on the back. So really, really nice. Get you set up again. I'll get better at these cameras, I promise. Let's see. Set this back a little bit more so you can see this thing quilting. Oh, yeah, you're in Alabama. I was going to ask if you've been long arming, but I guess you haven't, have you? Okay, that might work better. All right, so let me hit resume. All right, did that poll in, Seth? What? Home and Hive and Home is the clear winner. Let me see which one that was. I don't remember. If you guys pick the one with little blocks just to make me do little blocks, I'm going to get you. Summer Garden was the big bees. Hive and Home's the little ones. What are you guys trying to do to me? All right, we will have to do Hive and Home. Yeah, this is what I do, and this is where I hang out at, Sharon. You can see my blue and gold on the walls. Actually, the reason the basement was painted blue and gold, my son Johnny moved down here from Marietta, and Jeff and I painted the walls blue and gold for Johnny Red because he's a big Mountaineer fan, and I was so happy to have him moving home with me. Oh, doggone it, Karen, that's a shame. Karen, you need to see him 17. Tell Bush I said so. Oh, by the way, I mentioned Jeff. Today is Seth's dad's birthday. He passed away 6 years ago, 6 years and 3 days ago. But he is the reason I have Living the Dream Quilt Shop. He told me before he passed he lived my dreams and opened that quilt shop. I'd have never had the guts to do it without him. So happy birthday in heaven, Jeff. I love and miss you. Thank God he told me to do that because I would have never known, all of you, that it's just so amazing that something good came out of something so horrible. And he would have been 68 today, Seth. Can you believe that? 68. Unreal. I think I'm going to see thread in my sleeve tonight. Man. Yeah, I'm going to be vacuuming this floor tonight. Later tonight. Thank you, Dottie. Yeah, I like that the butterflies are picking up in some of the blocks and the flowers in others. That looks good. And I really think the back's going to look really nice. Oh, girls, after I went live for the open box today, um, there was a motor box, and Bev Ramsburg had me order pie crust backing, and it was just a small box. So I thought, that's all that's in there, so I didn't open it. Girls, wait till you see the live backing that came in. Oh my God, it is gorgeous. I am live right now, Karen. Yes, ma'am. Oh, Sharon, thank you, honey. Thank you so much. That is my dream, to have every woman living her dream. And guy, and guy. Except their dreams aren't as good as ours sometimes. Seth, yours is. Seth believes in his mother, so yours are. I love you, Sharon. Thank you. Karen, what are you doing? What are you doing up so late, Karen? We're on the long arm. Are you on your long arm, Karen? If you guys missed it the other night, Karen was given a long arm. Given a long arm as a gift. I love it. Karen, a woman came in today, Savannah was her name, brought me a quilt to do, and she said, hey, I heard on your live the other night that a woman was given a long arm. She was like, is that true? Oh, I love Sandy. I wish she would answer the phone for me. I miss her so much. Doggone it. You need to bring her down. Yeah, we're good to go on this one. I really worried about doing the live with this quilt because I was afraid with all these small squares it was going to be too puffy and try to pucker. But this thing isn't puckering at all. So I'm really glad it is laying so well. Beautiful quilt. Beautiful. Let's see. I think most of you guys know each other because most of you are on the live with us. If you're new here, say hey. If you're not new here, say hey. That way we know who all's on and we can chat and hang out. Hey, you guys want to see what I'm going to be doing tomorrow? Let me show you. Pepper might kill me, but I'm going to be doing it for her tomorrow anyway. Okay. So Pepper's going to be... Oh, you guys got to see the bag Pepper done. I'm going to make her bring it over and let me go live with it. Pepper has made some terrific bags, but she has just made the most amazing bag. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It's a travel bag, and it is so perfect. But she's doing some more bags. So she gave me this, and I have to find a good inner material for it, and I'm going to be long arming it tomorrow. She wants some pretty pattern on it to do a bag. But look at the other, Karen, you're going to love this. This is the inner. I hope this, there we go. Look at that blue and look at this. Yes, Karen, it's Tula. Look at the Tula. This, can you guys see this? It's got purple. I don't know if this is showing up good or not. It has purple in it. It's so pretty. This is going to be the prettiest bag. And then we have more Tula. And this is going to be the inner of the bag. Isn't that gorgeous? I love, love, love this. So I'm going to be putting basil in between it and long arming it for her. And I can't wait because I love long arming pretty. There's so many pretties. I got two quilts that a woman's grandmother, and wait, aunt did back in the 70s today. Can't wait to do those. It's a wedding ring quilt and a block quilt like this, but it's not Trip Around the World. It just has small blocks in it. Yeah, yeah, that tool is going to be great. The last one she did, Karen, Patrick, somebody, Rue, is it Patrick Rue? Somebody Rue on um, Javtex. I'm going to have to look into him. Oh my God, the colors are amazing. And she did one of them with, I think it was, yeah, it was that really nice bag. The inner was a case too. Oh my God, it is gorgeous. Yeah, that woman is an amazing woman, Karen. You are right. Holy cow. I would love that. I'm getting near the edge, girl. Talk amongst yourself. Can you guys see down here? It's not real good, huh? I think I got enough time to see. And we are done with row 2. All right, all right. Oh, you guys are seeing flurries in Tennessee? Night, Karen Bush. I love you, honey. Night, Sharon. Oh, Karen was telling Sharon good night. You're not leaving me yet, Karen? I love you, baby. Karen's staying up late to see what I do after hours. If Dottie bring those margaritas over. All right, so I'm going to roll this quilt. And once again, if you're joining me late, right here is the end where it stitched the last stitch. I'm going to move it up right about here so my machine won't hit the back, but it'll be able to get right on that last stitch to mark it. There we go. Lock that in place. And my side's a little bit wonky, so I'm going to put this on here to hold that in place. And that's why quilters always like extra room. I've got about 8 inches over here. Usually you only need 3 or 4, but I like to have room on each side. You have to have some room on each side so your quilt can be pinned on, and you can put your grips on to hold the quilt backing steady. And I'm going to make sure it's lining up good still. See if I need to adjust it any. Yeah, this side over here is kind of coming out a little bit. Put that under there so I don't step on it. And this side is too. So that's just from the little pieces in the fullness of the quilt. I'm going to go ahead and iron over it. And since I don't have a lot of water, spray it. Oh, apparently I'm out of spray too. I'm going to have to run upstairs in a minute. Oh, there it goes. And get some water for my iron. So once again, while you're ironing, you're looking for any places in the quilt that might not be sewn tight, stitches coming loose or anything. Oh, got a thread. Oh, got it. I do have a steam iron that is cordless, but the only problem is if you don't use it for like 10 minutes, it shuts off. So every time I think to use it and grab it, I have to let it heat up first. So it takes too much time from me, so I've quit using it on here and went back to my corded iron. Knock my cord out of the way so I don't trip and fall in front of you guys and give anybody anything to laugh at. And one more. And while I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead and blow around the needle. It's got a lot of length around it. And I'm going to check my bobbin. Oh yeah, I've still got at least a half a bobbin. Good deal. I do oil my machine before every quilt. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to oil a Statler. And I'll show you guys that on another video. Alright, so I will go over this again for those of you that might have missed this. Let's see. I'm going to move the camera up here. Move that back a little bit. Okay, so now we have 2 rows done, and they're both in red. Everything else, I don't know how it looks on your screen, but it's in blue, and you'll see it all looks the same. Now, once I switch rows, this is going to turn black. This row is going to turn black for my next row. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come over here, and we're going to go to continue, and then I'm going to hit the mode button. When I hit mode, this comes up, start quilting. I don't want to start quilting yet, I need to roll the quilt. So I'm going to go restart, draw, pattern boundary, edge to edge, roll quilt. So now it tells me click the left registration mark. So over here on my quilt, let's see, there we go. It wants to know where is the first stitch of the previous row. So that is right here. I've still got my thread. So that is right here, and I've got a little laser light right on that stitch, and I'm just going to hit OK. And then it's asking me for the right registration. So I'm going to go all the way down here to the end. And I'm going to click right here. And something happened that didn't go. What did I do? Let me back up. For some reason that didn't take. So I'm going to edit, undo. Okay, so if I hit roll quilt, left registration, and go down here to the right registration. Luckily there's an undo button on here. Love undo. So when I mess up, we're still good. Okay. Now we're rolling. So right here on the screen, you can see that my next row turned black. So it is ready to go. And if you look right here, I know you guys probably can't read that, but there is a start. It says start and end. Right here is the end. So that tells me exactly on my quilt where it starts and ends. And let me show you guys this. So I have a crosshair on here. So wherever my machine is on the quilt, that is showing me exactly where it's at. So if I am worried that I might be hitting into the upper row, I can go to the upper row. Right here is a flower on the upper row. And let me zoom in on this. So, okay, right here. Yep, I'm right on the edge of that upper flower. And my pattern is not going to hit into it. And if I go to this tip right here, the tip of that leaf, turn it around here, the tip of that leaf will be right here, and the pattern is all the way up here. So I'm about an inch off of that upper leaf, so I know I'm not going to hit it. That is one thing I absolutely love about Gammill Statlers. You can see exactly where you're at. On the Qnique, they have nothing like that. I cannot see a crosshair. I don't know where my machine is at on my quilt versus where my pattern is. So I really love this about this machine. Alright, so I'm going to zoom back out of this so I can see where I'm at. And then I'll check the messages and see if anybody's got any questions or comments. Once I get this machine off the edge of the quilt. Okay, it's going to do a butterfly and then it's going to swing back over here. While it's doing that butterfly, I'm going to move this over. There we go. 13 degrees. Yowza yowza. Wonder what it is with the wind chill, Dottie. Oh, bobbin ran out. Good deal. I can show you guys how to change bobbin. And I am going to pull that bobbin thread up to get rid of a bunch of that, but let me show you. And once we get that side camera up here, I'll show you guys how I thread the machine. One tip I do have for anybody, especially if you're new and you don't like to thread machines, is, and I'll show you. Was that loud? I'm sorry. My microphone took a hit. Um, Anybody that's new and when you thread your machine, you can always make a mistake when you're threading. Um, so what I do when I know my machine's threaded and it's working right and the stitches are looking perfect on the front and the back, when I go to change threads, I just pull a little bit of extra thread up, snip it, put the new thread cone on, tie it together, and pull it through the machine. That way, I know it's still threaded right. You don't know how many times I've rethreaded a machine. And another thing, always check your understitching when you start, um, your bottom stitches. Because if something's threaded wrong, you may not be seeing it on the top, but you don't want to wait until you get to the end of a row, roll the quilt, and find out you've got train tracks all over your quilt or it's bundled up or anything. And when you change a bobbin, you want to go around what I do because you can feel it when something's wrong. So what I do is when I change a bobbin out in the middle of a quilt or over on the edge here, because I've got so much room here, I can't just reach under this side and feel that. I go around the back and feel it to make sure that I'm not feeling anything out of the way like train tracks. Me and you are two of the three states. Yeah. Yeah, Seth really didn't understand why they don't have snowplows everywhere down there. Absolutely. Thank you, Karen. I'm glad you're hanging out with me. Okay, so I'm going to change this bobbin real quick. So, let me pull this over here. Or no, it's not the bobbin. Duh. Karen, don't laugh. Alright, let me rethread this baby. And yes, I do have a pair of snips here. Where, I don't know, but they're somewhere here. Normally I'd be using my snips. I have no idea what I did with them. Alright, there we go. So, I've rethreaded the machine, and I know, well, let me show you this first. Okay, so, first I'm going to show you my screen up here. It says auto restart. So I'm going to go back to where the machine's at so you can see what happens when I hit auto restart. Okay, so I'm going to pull the machine over here a little bit so you can see this happen. When I hit auto restart, the machine goes back to where it ended. Now, my machine took a good bit of stitches before it ended without the thread in. So I want it to go back right up here where the right before it ended. So number one, I can tie it off, but I'm going to pull a few stitches back and tie the top and bottom bobbin, uh, the top thread and the bobbin thread together. And later on, I'll take a needle and hide it under the stitching. That way I know it's secure and it's not going to come loose during washing or anything. So what I do, and I don't even have my needle on there. Let's see. I need a needle. I just take one of my pins, and later on, when we get that camera overhead, you'll be able to see this a lot better. But I just pull up the last couple of stitches until I've got a piece long enough. And with your pin, you can actually pull the bobbin thread up too. Oh, I need more of the top thread. Of course, my bobbin thread was still on there and I pulled it over, so that pulled a lot of it out. Let's see. Scissors. Now I need more top thread. Okay, so I'm going to cut this bobbin thread down a little bit, and I'm going to tie this in a knot right here. Double knot it, and then I'll go back later and hide that thread when I finish the quilt. Now, pull that bobbin thread out. So now I'm going to come about 1/4 of an inch before where I tied that thread off. I'm going to put the machine right there, and then up here on my screen, I'm going to hit mode. It's going to come up start quilting or restart. I'm going to hit restart. And then, oh, I have a button that says use this point. So I'm going to put that 1/4 inch before where I tied off and use this point, and now I'm going to hit quilt. And it is right there on that point. It just did the single stitch for me, so I'm going to pull the bobbin thread up. You always want to pull both threads out and hold on to them. Not real tight, but just a little taut. And I'm going to hit continue. And my lovely Gammill goes right over where it was stitching before. Stays right on track. I love this thing. And there we go. I was wondering how that ran out of bobbins so quick when I thought I'd do another row. I love you, Dottie. Have a great night, honey. Yeah, that's what I need to do, clip mine on my shirt. Karen, these new glasses. It's an amazing thing when you go to the eye doctor and you can actually see. Karen, I should have had my other teacup. I grabbed my owl. The only reason I did, that cup you gave me is so big. The other day I dropped it in the floor. It didn't break, but I spilled tea all over. So I brought a smaller cup because I didn't want to make a fool out of myself live. Karen and her sister Sandy went on retreat with us last year. And Karen sent me the most lovely cup with my name on it and a sewing machine with flowers on the other side. I'll have to, I have it in one of the lives. What'd you say you're working on tonight, Karen? And who all's still with us? I think Dottie and Karen both went to bed. God bless Karen for getting her husband off to work at 4 a.m. I don't know if I could do that or not. I would make a bad wife. Oh, you are good, sweetheart. I want to get you one now. You don't have to get me another one. I love my cup, especially if I'm going on a trip because I know it'll last. What is going on with my thread? Oh, I might have to change a needle. That keeps doing that. Let's see. The stitching on the back all looks good. I don't know why this, unless I've got a burr on the needle. We'll try this one more time, and if it breaks the thread again, we'll try a new needle. That is not a common occurrence with a long arm. If it's going on, something is usually wrong. I always check my tension on the quilt. Ooh, what was that? I saw something shiny. It's not part of the needle. Okay. I wanted to make sure. It was like this. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let's see. Well, if I can figure out where the camera's at, doggone it. I hate cameras like this. It's always backwards. Can you guys see that glitter? It's silver. It looks like a little piece of needle, but it's not. It's just a little glitter, thank God. I thought, my God, the needle's broken. I can't tell it. So, Karen, I'll have to tell you my glasses story in a second. All right, got that needle threaded. Now we're going to go back. Oh, it's that same piece of glitter. I was going to say, what is going on here? I'm going to hit auto restart. And no, we're off. So where is the last place that's stitched? Right here. Pull that back a little bit. Where's that bobbin thread still? Those of you just tuning in, our thread broke. So I am pulling some thread back to tie off and run again, and then we're going to try to figure out why the thread. And I need a big enough piece to tie. I have to have at least like 1.5 inches, or I cannot tie it. My fingers get in the way of me. There we go. I think we got enough there. Let me just pull the bobbin up. And tie this. And I will go back later and bury the ends. So the thread doesn't come loose in the washer with the use of the quilt. Double knot that. Alright, now I'm going to back my machine up, and I'm going to hit use this point. And pull the bobbin up. And you guys will see when this machine starts going, it will actually tie off when it starts. So that's why you don't see me tying the ends together. I tie it together where it broke, but when I start the machine back, I don't do that because it goes in place 5 times to tie my thread off. So I know that that's good and sturdy. Okay, so Karen, you still with me, honey? Oh, you're working on a Bengals quilt? My brother would love you. I've got a 3-yard quilt to do for him, and I never have the time. So, Karen, I went to the eye doctor about a year ago. I think it was after, I can't remember, it might have been before, but I think it was after retreat. I told the story the other night about when Seth told me I was going to be a grandma at 42. Suddenly I went blind that day. Well, I started wearing readers, cheater glasses, and steadily over the years, how old is Hayden? So wearing those cheaters more and more and increasing. I went from a 1.5 to a 2 to a 2.5. I finally break down and go to the eye doctor. And I walked in her office. They called me back there, and she was at the desk when I walked in the front office. 14 years. I tried cheaters. Oh, God, don't tell me that. Yeah, she's going to be 15 next month. Oh, my God, I'm getting old. But I digress. So she calls me back to the exam room, and she says, let me see your glasses. So I took my cheater glasses off and handed them to her. And she says, she's looking at him. She goes, what were you reading when you came into the office? I was like, excuse me? And she said, when you walked in the front door, what were you reading? I was like, I didn't even have my phone out. What do you mean? She said, no, you were reading when you came in the office, right? And I was like, no, I just walked in. She said, okay, these glasses are cheater glasses to read with. Why did you walk in off the street with those on your head? I said, oh, I use them to drive. She said, they don't do distance. I said, yeah, they do. I was blind as a bat. When I got these, I could not believe how well I could see. I couldn't even see the eye of a needle, Karen. Oh, yeah. So much for that. Getting old is so much fun. Oh, Seth. So, I don't know, Seth. I don't know if I'm going to make it out of here tonight with this quilt done. It is almost 11 o'clock. Holy cow. I think I'm going to finish out this row, and I might have to head to bed. So, Karen, how long you gonna be up, honey bear? I do have snacks over here. Anybody want some grapes? I've got grapes and cheese and crackers. Amen to that. That is so sad that our eyes go so fast. Grapes and cheese and crackers, anyone? Mm. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to get off here tonight. I will finish this quilt tomorrow, and then we'll do Pepper's stuff tomorrow night. Couple more hours. Wow. Well, you have a good time, girlfriend. I will see you all tomorrow, and we'll finish this quilt. Hey, that would go good with my cheese. We need to get together. No wonder we're sisters. All right. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with Living the Dream. I should have turned this around so you guys could see where it's at. We've done 3 rows on the long arm tonight. Tomorrow, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more rows to go. if I don't come on live, I'll at least show the quilt when I'm done, or at least the last row, to show you guys how I adjust for the bottom. But I love you all. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for helping me live my dream, and I hope you're all living yours. I will see you all later.